Big man said, I'm the biggest Salah fan on this planet and that Palace game was the last straw for me. He needs to be sold. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. I try to be respectful all the time when I speak about the Salah situation, big man, and I think we always have to acknowledge what Salah has done at the football club. But I think we also have to acknowledge that he's fallen away a bit. And I don't know the reason. I don't know if he's still feeling something from the injury. I don't know if he's mentally, physically fatigued. I don't know if Father Time has caught up with him. But I do know that it's very concerning that the drop-off is happening at the business end of the season. And I agree with you. I think it is the time to move Mohamed Salah on in the summer. A lot of people will feel that we're being reactionary here. I just think business sense wise, it's the right thing to do. And, you know, looking at the Leverkusen situation, you know, freeing up that amount of money could do a lot of help to a new manager coming in. But while we're talking about the strikers, I did say to you guys that I had some numbers. And I want to give credit to this. It comes from the Under Pressure podcast. So credit where it's due. This chart talks about total big chances for Liverpool. How many have been scored and how many have been missed. And the numbers, I would say they're funny, but they're not. The numbers are alarming. So Mohamed Salah, let's start off with Mo. His is pretty 50-50. He's had 15 big chances scored and 15 big chances missed. And look, 1 in 2 I'd be sound with as an average overall. So I've no problem with those numbers from Mo. 15 scored, 15 missed, 1 in 2 big chances. That's reasonable enough. I think that's fair enough. Cody Gakpo, he's had 4 big chances that he scored with versus 9 that he's missed. So again, getting a little bit worse there with regards to percentages as we go down. Diogo Jota, somebody who many of us would feel is the most natural finisher at the club. Diogo has had 7 big chances that he scored this season. And again, like Mohamed Salah, an equal amount, 7 big chances that he's missed. Moving on to Lucho. Lucho has had 6 goals that he scored and big chances and 10 big chances that he's missed. But here's the criminal one. Darwin Núñez has scored 7 big chances this season. And he's missed 32 big chances. Scored 7, missed 32. More than 400%. About 450 odd percent, if my maths is correct. So Salah, 15-15. Gakpo, 4 scored, 9 missed. Diogo, 7 scored, 7 missed. Diaz, 6 scored, 10 missed. Darwin, 7 scored, 32 missed. Now, no matter what we want to say, and I'm a Darwin fan, they are horrific numbers. They are numbers that you cannot have confidence in. With Darwin, I mean. The rest of the numbers, again, with Salah and Diogo, I've no problem with a 50-50 average. I think that's absolutely fine. Gakpo can do better. Diaz, not great, but not too bad. But those Darwin lads, they're shocking, those numbers. Thoughts on moving Salah to number 10, Craig? I've seen a lot of people saying to convert him into a 10 now. He's getting old. Sell him. I'm just going to keep saying that, mate. Sell him. And what happens between now and the end of the season, I've no issues if Salah gets put central. You know, I said to you guys yesterday, I thought he was having to do a lot of work just to get into attacking areas against Crystal Palace. He looked very wide at times, and he was having to play his way in towards the penalty area. So I've no issues if Jurgen were to move him central for the rest of the campaign. Again, looking at his proficiency in front of goal, no problem with that. I would have no issues as well moving Lucho over to the right-hand side, putting Mo central, maybe putting Diogo left or Darwin left. Salah is lacking at the minute, not worth 400k, injuries this season too, said Scouser Cam. So, I know that we pay him, I think Cam, if I'm remembering right, about 350, but it's important that we remember here that Rami Abbas-Issa said that Mohamed Salah earns all in around £1 million a week. Still think he's worth it? If he's taken in between bonuses or whatever, £1 million a week? Now, I don't know how much of that Liverpool are on the hook for. And maybe some of those are sponsorship revenues, I don't know. But I certainly know one thing. We're not getting 350 grand a week out of Mohamed Salah at the minute. And I don't know the reason for that. I guess only he and the training staff know the reason. If it's to do with father time or if it's to do with poor form, I don't know. But too many chances missed. And when you get paid that money, you get paid it because of your numbers. You get paid it because you're a talisman. You get paid it because you're one of the best players in the world. When you stop being one of those things or all of those things, then we have problems, right? Then we have to look at the solutions. Should we give Dan's a go ahead of Darwin on Thursday? No, I don't think so. I love the idea of giving Dan's a run out at times, but maybe I'm deluded here. But I've not given up on the idea of maybe, just maybe, we can turn this around on Thursday. And I don't like putting young players like Dan's in those high pressure moments where it may potentially stunt their confidence or their development, because, you know, you see the goal he scored for the under-21s against United. You see the goal he scored in the Cup for us. He's in a good vein of form at the minute, and I wouldn't want to dent that confidence if he was part of a team that, let's say, capitulated over in Italy or something. So, tough one. I get where you're coming from, and definitely exciting times ahead for him, but I don't know if I'd be throwing him in away against Atalanta in the Europa League. He's still putting up numbers. Salah? No, he's not. I mean, stop. Stop it, Ryan. He's not. What numbers is he putting up? Tell me since he's come back from the AFCON, mate, what numbers he's putting up. I'll wait. And by the way, take away penalties, because they're freebies. So you can take away penalties. Tell me how many has he scored since he's come back from the AFCON. I can tell you he's missed a load. Again, chances that he should be burying, chances that a couple of seasons ago he cuts inside and buries it. Now he cuts inside with a tame shot straight at the goalkeeper, or tries to pick out the far corner and it goes wide. It's a long time since we've seen Mohamed Salah slalom through a defence like he did against Manchester City, like he did against Spurs back in the day. These days, Mohamed Salah's goals are a lot different, and if you take away penalties, I don't think you're going to see great numbers this season. He's been great with regards to assists, though. I will give him that. He's stepped up that side of his game. I think his passing has gotten better as he's gotten older. Yeah, there are things I think he's improved on. I'm not sitting here saying he's absolutely fallen off a cliff in every metric. Physically, I don't think he's as strong. I don't think he's as fast. I don't think he's as proficient in front of goal. But there are counterbalances, like I said. I think he's brilliant with assists. I think he's great at providing the right pass in the right moment to his teammates. But yeah. Lewis Steele put out a post today, and he said Tyler Morton and Fabio Carvalho will likely be given the chance to impress the new manager in pre-season. I've no issues with that at all, but I don't know if Tyler Morton is going to make it at Liverpool in the position that he'd have to play. I do think, though, Tyler Morton will have a decent career in the Premier League or the top of the Championship, but can he really come in and make a difference at Liverpool? I mean, I'd love if he could. I'd love to be wrong on this, of course. He's already a Liverpool player. He's on loan at Hull. Carvalho, understandably, he's going to be looked at in the summer. I don't know if he gets an opportunity under the next manager or if he goes out somewhere else, but I think both of them have had a pretty good spell on loan at Hull. Certainly, Carvalho's only gone in there for the second half of the campaign, but Tyler Morton's been doing quite well. Ace and Tino said, I would rather sell Salah now than a year too late. If the Saudis are willing to go to 100, take it and run, how about Zubamendi for Liverpool? So I like Zubamendi. We were linked with Zubamendi a while ago. The only problem I have now is, like, speaking about wingers, I just find difficult to do with regards to, you know, we've been linked to Nico Williams. We've been linked to Bakayoko. I don't know if we're going to use them in a new system. So, but as a player, I like Zubamendi. Yeah, so no issues with that. And your first point there about Salah is probably my point in a nutshell. It's always better to sell somebody a year too early than a year too late. Always. And I think now I'm seeing enough personally that I do think that tipping point is there and that we've seen the best of them. And that's a question that I've asked myself about a few players over the years. And it's a simple thing. Have we seen the best of this player? And I think in this case the answer is yes. And also it's 100 million quid we're probably looking at, which is not an insignificant amount of money. How I miss Mane, I'd swap him for Salah, said Jay. I think again I would say the same thing about Mane and Bobby Firmino. I think when they left, we had seen the best of them. And I think Liverpool probably could have gotten more money. Certainly for Firmino, he went for nothing, but I think we'd seen the best of them. It's if you can be clever, and I'm sure that Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes will have the numbers via Will Spearman and everybody else to back up a potential decline in performance, then it is the right time to sell. But all this right now is just speculation. But what does concern me is that as we approach the end of this campaign, and we only have a month or so to go, we still have 3 major contract renewals that are just up in the air. Our captain, our vice-captain, and our talisman. All 3 of them are going to be going into the last year of a contract. So something is going to have to be resolved there. I mentioned this on last night's stream, and I agree it's a little bit out there, but a bit weirdly, I'd have no problem extending Verge, but I would take the armband off him. That's just my own personal preference. I have no problem giving Verge a year or 2, but I take the armband off him. Trent, I think Trent deserves a pay rise. The only problem I have with Trent is not knowing what his best position is going to be. But I'd rather have Trent inside the camp and figure that out than not have him inside the camp. And with Salah, I just think it's the right time to sell. Now, let me say this. If somebody came in and offered £100 million for Virgil van Dijk, bye-bye Virgil. I'll be honest. The reason I'm so pro-selling Salah is the numbers. The numbers that are involved. If there was an offer on the table for 100 million quid for Virgil van Dijk, I'd be like, time to go, Virgil. Yeah, it sounds cold-hearted and ruthless, but I would still stand over that they'd be the right decisions. Salah could score a hat-trick on Thursday and then everything will be okay. It wouldn't. Nothing will change my mind at this rate, mate. There is no... If he scores a hat-trick on Thursday, brilliant, and we will absolutely applaud him for his genius and be very grateful for what he's done, but I'd still sell him in the summer. It's more the contractual situation that leads into this. You know, I look at it this way. 1 year to go, something will happen. 3 options. You let him run down his contract and leave for free. You give him a new contract, which will probably involve a pay rise, which he does not deserve. Or you sell him. They're the 3 options. And I think most of us will agree, I hope, that option number 1 of letting him run down his contract and leave for free, whilst it might be good that you get 1 more year of him at the club, would be stupid when it comes to being able to fund players in the future. And look, one other thing I'd like to say to everybody is, if Mohamed Salah does depart in the summer, and Thiago is departing in the summer, and Matip is departing in the summer, that is quite an amount of money that Liverpool will have freed up that can be amortised across 4 or 5 years for a new player. So Thiago, as an example, I think his rumoured wage is about £200,000 a week, which is in and around £10 million a year. Same with Salah, 350, 400 grand a week, which is somewhere between, well, say 400 grand a week if he's there. That's 20 million quid a year. So that's 30 million quid a year that can be put across another player. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of wiggle room.